And we're going. And we're on.
We are out of here.
Okay, we are on the road. Bye!
Bye! I'm back here.
Okay. You move that one fender back, eh?
Pardon me?
That one fender can go back?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay.
Everybody in drive? Everybody in forward?
Yeah, and my phone, I left it on the dash, and it gets so hot, it said temperature. See? And it said emergency call only. No service. It's shutting itself down. Well, that shut itself down. So go put in a bottle of ice. Okay, you can just, if you want, just rub in maybe a little thing with the heat. And the fruit. Pretty awesome.
This is crossing Clear Lake, heading northbound. Upbound on Clear Lake. On a clear day. You can see forever and ever and evermore.
Okay, this top side of
I'm going down.
the bottom side actually of Hell's Gate, north part of Clear Lake. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a white jug in the distance there. That is the infamous Sharon Shoal. This is where a few years ago, the very first time we came through here, we came down, no problem, but coming back, I wanted to get over. There's a church over there, St. Peter's Church, which is on an island, very picturesque. My wife wanted to take pictures, so I mistook the green markers in the distance as this green marker, and we went out. I discovered my folly, came back. It was a dead flat calm day, so I just followed my wake and my bubbles back out, and crunch. What a terrible sound that was. But thankfully it just dragged one of the outdrives over it, ground off half an inch of the skeg, but we were no worse for wear. The props didn't hit, thankfully, because they were doubly thankfully because they were stainless steel on that boat. Would have been a couple bucks to have those repaired or replaced. And yeah, we carried on, but I thought for sure there was a hole in the bottom of the boat. Just the sound of that scraping, just gut-wrenching. So anyways, that's my one mulligan, I'm going to call it, hopefully, for our boating career. And subsequently, the following year, I noticed that big day marker on shore had been replaced. It was a much smaller one. Now they put a big one so you can see it coming up the lake a lot clearer. So here we are. Now we're coming around the corner, and there is the church. And we'll get some shots of that for sure. Now for this part of the Kawarthas, well, or any part of the Kawarthas for that matter, this area is very unique in the geography simply because it is more the hard rock, the granite of the Canadian Shield is poking through in this area. Excuse me, and it looks more like Georgian Bay going through here than it does in the part of the eastern portion of the Trent Severn Waterway. You got all these little islands and small rocks poking up, just like one would see on Georgian Bay. So it's very pretty. I mean, the whole system is pretty on its own merits, but this is, you know, it's really nice because of these rock outcroppings and such, and all the little islands in this area of. Now we're coming off of Clear Lake and going on to the aptly named Stony Lake, and this is of course Hell's Gate, the section getting through here. Very pretty indeed. We were hoping to come up here with our dinghy. This is the first time we've traveled this area with, with the dinghy in tow. But it's just been so windy the last few days, and a cool wind. Not so bad if you're sitting somewhat protected from the wind. The sun has been just hot. The sun is very intense. But when the cool wind was whipping up, I mean, it was just not conducive to going for a dinghy ride, especially when you're going to get splashed and wet. It would have been made for a chilly run. But you're seeing it through video and pictures. Let's look. Now we are entering on to Stony Lake proper. We're going to go left, which is more westward, northwest, and that will take us to Burleigh Island, past Burleigh Falls, and through that lock. If one were to head more easterly, there's a marina up there that used to take boats for overnighting, and we've heard that they're very limiting as to what they can do. It's a resort, and I guess they have just enough road traffic to that place that they don't need transient boats anymore. So, you can see it way off in the distance there. So we've never been there, and I guess that means we're not going to visit it. Viamede Resort, it's called.